on Broadway, and we are going live from my classroom at the Beau and Beau tour with Hannah.
Hi guys.
From SurfPrep.
Hi guys.
And we're finally in the same room. It's so exciting, and we have all of our other friends in the same room too, and they're painting away. So Hannah is going to teach us all about everything SurfPrep while we paint away, and we wanted to include you guys into it too, so you didn't miss everything by being home this time.
But there's still another tour coming in Georgia in January. So I think a lot of these girls who came to the show today, they'll be sharing how much they loved it. And I think a lot of people are going to want to go to Georgia, and it's going to be a great show. And there's going to be a lot of other new projects too, right?
Yes. So in Georgia, for you guys too, we wanted to make sure that each stop was different and had its own. So we have John Drock from Apollo. He made Apollo sprayers, and he's going to be in Georgia teaching everyone personally how to spray in a spray booth. So we're going to erect a whole spray booth, and we're going to do spraying. And Hannah's going to teach her own class, the whole thing.
Yeah, we'll probably be spraying or sanding rocking chairs, and we're going to have a lot of different things that we'll be sanding to really show the different ways that SurfPrep can be used in the furniture refinishing industry, because so many people have always sanded by hand, and that takes a lot of time and money. Money is time when you're refinishing furniture, and that's your living. So Heather is one of the first people that we ever introduced the SurfPrep standing system to, and the great thing about it is you have a sander that's very lightweight. It can hook up to almost any vacuum system. And we have Beth with SurfPrep, who I like to call her the vacuum queen. So she'll probably watch this video and be like, oh Lord, Hannah, there's gonna be so many questions about the vacuums now. But it's a little 1-inch port that comes off of the sander, and we have a 1-inch hose, and it will actually hook up to almost any kind of vacuum that you find. There's rigid vacuums, shop vacuums, Home Depot, Lowe's, a lot of local stores have different kind of vacuums. And then you just hook the vacuum system up to here, screw it on. And then the cool thing about this sander is they were originally created a decade ago for big, huge OEM industrial shops, where people are sanding hundreds and thousands of cabinet doors a day. But what we've never really done is gotten into the refinishing industry, where this tool is perfect for refinishing furniture with paints like Dixie Belle. A lot of people have been refinishing furniture, and they weren't sanding in between coats, and sometimes it won't last as long if you were to sand. So that's where we have this very squishy foam abrasive, and you put it right onto the sander, turn on the vacuum, and I don't know if you could see right here that it really flexes and gets into those contoured areas, and I could move it around really easily. It's lightweight, and it doesn't vibrate like crazy. Yeah, you could turn on the vacuum. So this will just show you that there's not a lot of dust. So right there, you can see that we gotten down into a lot of different areas. And for example, our 1/2-inch medium pad is really good just for prepping in areas where you don't necessarily need to take all of the paint off of an old piece of furniture, because you're just going to be putting more paint onto that piece. But a lot of times someone will find a really beautiful piece of furniture that had lacquer on it or has been covered up a lot of times, and they want to strip it and stain it. So that's when we wouldn't want to use this really flexible foam pad, because this is more of a finishing pad. That's where you would bring our film backed abrasive. And this is more of a leveling abrasive or a removing abrasive. We never want to put it directly onto the sander, because when you put sandpaper directly onto a backup pad with hook and loop backing, you're going to create heat, and heat is going to melt these little pads. So we put this little pad saver right on the sander, and I'm gonna put my 80 grit film right here, and I'll show you how this 3x4 finishing tool can actually be turned into an aggressive leveling tool. So I don't know, could I have that pin real quick? So we've been sanding this all day. I'm gonna do just little pin mark. You can see what I did there. This sander has 3 different speeds, and you could hear right now, this is 4,000 RPM, this is 7,000, and this is 9,000, if you guys could hear. And a lot of people will ask, why am I getting swirl marks? Why am I not getting swirl marks? Well, the speed that the sander is traveling, that could be a reason. And if I'm moving crazy, that could be another reason. Another thing is we always want to start sanding with the sander on the substrate. And something that Heather really likes is that the second you push down with my hand, it starts the sander. So I'm going to turn on the vacuum right now so that we're not getting dust all over the place. And I'm going to remove all of these lines. And I'm going to make it a little bit faster to really remove a lot faster. And right there you can see how quick I removed the pin from that area. Thank you. So that removed it really quickly. Another thing is people wonder, well, Hannah, SurfPrep has 3 different thicknesses of foam. Why would I use some over others? So the 1/2 inch, I don't know if you saw before, we could really squish it up. And I'm not gonna lose any grain. Nothing comes off. It lasts a very long time. Then we have this denser foam where I can't necessarily squish it like I could this. However, I can still put it on my sander, and I still can get into these little contours and moldings. And this denser foam is going to hold up a lot longer than, say, this 1/2 inch. A good example is sharp edges. If I'm needing to sand on a 90-degree angle or sharp edges, I could just roll right over, and I'm good to go. And then the 5 mil is really good for bigger flat areas. Say you're refinishing a buffet table, I'll put on maybe a fine or very fine if I'm on my final coat, lay flat. And if you think the sander is working too fast for you, we can remove it. I could even just sand with 1 finger, and we are good to go. So that's pretty much it. And if you guys have any questions about the SurfPrep sanding system, Heather has a lot of great videos on her YouTube page, which I've been taking advantage of because she shows different ways she'll use the film and how to remove old gunky lacquer if she's wanting to stain, or maybe where she uses the 1/2 inch foam over moldings in different areas like that. And another thing, I would really appreciate if you guys joined SurfPrep's SurfPrep Pro chalk painting and refinishing group. It's a new group that we started, and I think it's great for a lot of us to get together and share ideas and ask questions, and just a place for all of us to grow, especially people who have questions about SurfPrep too. So like that page and ask us any questions that you have, and we're here to help. Thank you guys.
What was that group again?
SurfPrep Pros Chalk Paint and Furniture Refinishing.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.